Hello and welcome to all of you. In today's teaching module, we're going to start hybrid or blended teaching and learning program. Actually, in this scenario of this whole education system is transformed into the e-learning. And in this e-learning, it is very difficult for the student as well as teachers to plan for the skills, to plan for the teaching style, to perform from the modules and all. So for that, there is a new concept. This is not actually a new concept. This is the old concept, but here we require these kind of techniques, which is called as hybrid or blended. So what is the meaning of this hybrid and blended? The whole training will be based on this teaching style or learning. So let's start with our session. So let's exactly what is hybrid learning. Actually, hybrid learning combines face-to-face and online teaching into one cohesive experience. Approximately half of the class session are on campus, while the other half is students working online. So this is quite interesting that this time half of the student has to attend the offline classroom and half of the student has to attend the online. This based on the ratio. So the hybrid and blended, the differentiation between these two are on the basis of the ratio, that what the ratio you are going to decide for the offline as well as online. So let us suppose if I'm saying, let me show you like, if I'm saying in a classroom, there is 25 students. So we can make a batch of 10 plus 15, or we can say like 5 small group, like 5 groups. So it depends on us, like if have a ratio of 10 or 15 or have a ratio like 5 times. It depends upon the like availability of the teachers, availability of the resources. On the basis of that, we can segregate, or we can segregate the batches like 25 students into these forms, small batches, and we can go 10 students for the offline and 15 students for the online at the same time. So this kind of interaction with the students in both the manner is called as hybrid learning. Okay, so let's start with the more aspects of this learning. So let's move for the next slide. So this is exactly the way face-to-face learning, and the other side there is online learning, and at the mid you can say hybrid or blended learning. So in the meantime, while the teacher is teaching in the classroom, they can interact the same screen, the same teaching, you can say materials online also for the students who has the device at home. But the balance in between this, like how you're going to deal the classroom, how you're going to deal the materials with these two kind of platforms, it is very important. So we're going to discuss this also. So this is online learning spectrum. So in this online learning spectrum, you can see there is less online portion and there is more online option. So in the less online portion, you can say face to face. So the class session take place 100% in a traditional bricks and mortar classroom. So in this bricks and mortar means the technology may or may not be used in enhanced learning. And web enhanced, that is called blended, that I earlier defined you the difference in between blended and hybrid. It is almost same, but only the difference of the ratio. Okay, so if the class session take place in a traditional classroom, the technology is used to facilitate activities, deliver content, or assess the students. So this way web enhanced means something face to face, and that's web enhanced, this is less online, and the other portion is more online. So this is called as hybrid. So in hybrid, online and face-to-face instructions are integrated with substantial amount of seat time in the traditional classroom, substituted with the internet-based activities. And there in the online portion, you can say all the instructions, interaction, activities, all these things being going to, you can say, performed in a online basis, fully online basis, even evaluation also. So this is a portion of the hybrid. So previously in our classroom, if you're using some web kind of things like internet, so that is the less online part, which comes under the category of blended learning. But here we are totally focused on the online activities, and we are involving our offline mode also in that online techniques. So this will comes under the category of hybrid teaching. So you can see in this diagram, there is a blended at the mid, human and the technology. Now we are going to integrate both of them. So what human can do? Human can motivate, means the teacher can motivate their student. With the personalization, if it is offline mode, they can see physically to the students on the group wise or the batch wise. The feedback, they can take the feedback of the teacher of the students at the same time, means physically also. Okay, fluency, listening, relevance, and discipline, all these can be controlled on the offline basis by the teacher, like they call it human. And the technology, they can use the technology to do all these things what they had done earlier in the teaching style in the offline mode. So now they have to use the technology. What the technology comes under the mobility, structure, tracking and control, self-study, reduced cost, and the global reach. So all these comes under the category of what? Technology. So once you combine the technology with the human, it will comes to the blended position. And if you just go for the more online option, this will comes under the category of hybrid. So this is the hybrid teaching method, you can say. So here you can see one thing, MOOC. This is our, suppose that our material, uh, you can say the storage, where we are using the class material, we are reviewing and we are blending these things into teacher-centered learning. So in this teacher-centered learning, this is the step of knowledge acquisition. And after that, you have to expand that thinking. So it will become the learner-centered learning. So this will be a part of formal learning. This will be a part of formal learning. And the informal learning is based on the experience, learner experienced, and the introspection. So experience, introspection, creation, all these comes under the category of learner roles, and that will comes under informal learning. So once you combine the formal as well as informal learning at one part, at one position, at one platform, then such method will combine under the category of what? Hybrid teaching. So let it be very simple. This is a way of the classroom, like each student has their own device, and there is one screen, big screen, which deals with which is dealt by the teacher, and they are she is presenting the things at the screen, and all the students, after watching and after seeing the activities, they are doing by their own with their own devices. So this is the structure of the hybrid teaching, that the students have their own devices, the teacher is using their own devices, means everyone is using their own devices, but they are collaborating at one platform. And that the collaboration may be done by some application. It may be like Classmaster, it may be like you can say Zoom application, it may be like Microsoft Team. So any kind of, you can say, uh, integrated platform for the collaboration, so that each and every student can participate in the activity and they can involve their efforts. So this is the structure. This is a just kind of rotation model in the hybrid teaching. The online instruction, you can see the computers there, and then there is a collaborative activities, what I had told you earlier, like we have to go for the platform so that we can perform the activities, we can give the activities to the students at the same time, and we can see the response of the students also. So the teacher-led instruction is there, then collaborative activities and the online instruction will be there. On the basis of that, the teaching will become more friendly in this manner. Now, the blended learning comprises the individual, that is a teacher, and then online learning that requires your device, the internet connection, and then a small group that I told you earlier. Like if you have a 20 students or 25 students in a classroom, then you can segregate into the groups like 10, 15, like that. And you can make them like in a different manner. Like if you arrange 10 students online with some activities on behalf of that, on duration of that, you can deal with the offline students. So this is called the rotation policy, that you involve one time the online students by giving some activities and just interact with the offline students, and give another time the activities to the offline students and deal with the online students. So this is something kind of trick, you can say, for the collaboration work or for the activities handling. Okay, so now The school on the stage for the reopen, and the students may come in the school for the teaching and for the learning. So the teaching and learning both will going to start. So back to the school, this is the scenario. You can see at the one side there is home, other side there is a school. So the hybrid scheduling and attendance will be there to the online basis, and the blended learning, when you just start the blending learning strategy like hybrid learning strategy, it will release the gaps of like you can say in offline mode. You have to see each and every individuals of the student, but this time maybe 50% of the students come in the school, so you need attendance for the offline also, for the online also. On the basis of that, you need a proper balance, that how you're going to tackle it through the devices. So that will come under the category of virtual professional development, like how you're going to maintain the discipline in both the platform, in the offline as well as on the online basis at the same time. So this is what the condition where we have to fulfill all these kinds of stuff. Now how it works. So I'm going to show you one video that how this hybrid teaching looks like.
All right, round one.
This rotation is taking place in a grade 4-5 math class in order to support blended learning.
We take the best facets of a face-to-face classroom with a teacher and the children, and we take the best facets of an online environment and digital tools and kind of merge them together.
There are 4 stations. At the Math with Technology Hub, students are using a virtual geoboard to solve a problem and then explain how the app helped them on an online discussion board. Assignments like this have made math this student's favorite subject.
I like doing math because there's more to math that we do on this. And we usually only use the textbook, and it was kind of boring, so this is a lot of fun.
She submits her work at the end of the rotation on a virtual learning environment, or VLE, that gives her teacher instant access to what she's completed.
So I will be able to go on tonight and look and just quickly scan and see how many people A, completed it and understood it, and B, how many will need more support. So it's almost like a yes, they have it, or no, they don't have it, and that will influence my grouping and teaching for the next day.
Then there's the Math with Myself station that has students completing problems individually, and the Math with Miss Dale station.
So what would the area be then? 88? How many agree? Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down. Well, let's do the math. So for that 10 to 15 minutes, I have their full attention, their full engagement, and that's the most important time for them to acquire the new concept and that's also the most important time for me to assess what they know, what they don't know, so that I can base, future lessons on that too.
The final station has students working with a partner. That way students can feed off each other, which is helpful because
you have a buddy that maybe knows a bit more than you, or you know a bit more than your buddy that you're working with.
Seeing this kind of collaboration is one of the goals from the Huron-Perth Catholic District School Board's Innovation Project. They're using a virtual learning environment to implement blended learning practices, which supports critical thinking and communication in math class. Rachel Skillen is a grade 9 math teacher who's also taking part in the project. She finds students are more engaged and confident when they're working together.
If it's a teacher-led lesson, there might be pockets of students that are not understanding, but they don't feel comfortable enough to, ask questions or to really express that they're not understanding. But when they're working together and collaborating, then they feel like they're kind of in it together, and they feel more sense of teamwork and that they are working toward a goal together. And so I think all of those things help.
The students also appreciate the time to talk things out with their peers in small groups.
The teacher explains it in more of a teacher way, it's more professional when your friends kind of know what you struggle in and stuff, so they can explain specific parts to you.
And hearing that explanation process can give the educator some insight.
And if you minus 9.5 from that, that'd be the y-intercept.
Yeah, but do we need the y-intercept? So I go around and I listen in on their conversations that they're having, and then they have much more opportunity to ask questions of me, and we have that sort of dialogue or that conversation going back and forth. So I get a much better sense of sort of what their thinking is and where their level of understanding is, and then it gives me an opportunity to give feedback to them throughout the lessons.
In this lesson, students have to watch a video that's posted on their news feed in the VLE and then solve a problem that asks them to find a missing variable.
We got the assignment and then we went into groups, which is good because group work and math go really well together.
Students can use whatever resources they want in order to get their answer.
The classroom is transformed where there are no walls, and kids have access to all of those learning materials and each other in a way where the students' ideas and the students' thinking really becomes the content of the learning.
At the end of the class, they present their answers and explain their reasoning. Just before they leave, they also answer one question on the VLE to help the educator gauge what the students took away from the lesson.
So it gives me that instant feedback, and it gives them the instant feedback as well to know that they understood what they were supposed to be learning or they met the learning goals.
And when students leave the class, the VLE allows them to access resources when they need it and encourages further collaboration.
Our world now is all technology, and it helps us because when we're at home studying for a test, all the stuff is on the internet, so we can go and look at it, and we're interacting with more people in our classroom.
It also helps teachers collaborate.
Teachers love going into other teachers' classroom to look for ideas. So the idea that you can, do that in an online environment without having to leave your own school or your own home, it's an incredibly rich resource for teachers.
But it's not just about using new technology or resources. It's about coming up with a pedagogical approach to meet the diverse needs of all students.
We used to come at it where we would just say, here's a great piece of technology, everybody use it because it's awesome. And now I think we're coming at it from an aspect where if we give them the reason why we want to use these tools, then we can really achieve true blended learning and accomplish those pedagogical goals.
The innovation project used a blended learning format in order to provide professional development for the teachers taking part. The plan is to make use of the work submitted this year.
I think that's going to really deepen our understanding of thinking in mathematics and how we can help students make thinking more visible.
So this is the way that how the blended function of the learning will work. So now we are moving with the, you can say, hybrid teaching. So we are just going for the more online options. Before that, it is the less online option. Now we have to go for the more online options, which comes under the category of hybrid teaching. So in the same manner, once you involve your students in some like online activities, on the same time, the students who are at home, they can also use the same things at the same time. So that is the balanced environment you need. So there will be the 4 blended learning models to help reach students' goals. So what are the 4 blended learning models that will be helpful in the phase of hybrid teaching? So as blended education has become more prominent, different models of hybrid learning have developed. Choosing the blended learning model that's right for your classroom depends on your students' needs. You may have some students that need more attention while others are ahead of the curriculum. Here we'll outline 4 blended learning models and share some ideas on how you can put these models into action. So the very first model is face-to-face driver model. So in this face-to-face driver model, there is a, you can say, various level of skills and ability. On the basis of that, this is the closest model to the traditional teaching. It is just most of the class is led by a face-to-face lesson. Online instruction is introduced for the students that are behind to engage and supplement the in-class lessons, you can say. So in the face-to-face driver, you can see in the image, the teacher is there. He is interacting with the student who is in the offline mode in the classroom, and the desktop is showing you the students is at home. So maybe they are using their own devices, maybe laptop, maybe PC, or maybe you can say tablets. So this is what we call the face-to-face driver module. For example, there is a application, you can say, Class Time, which is a great online tool to create. I'm not recommending you all to use this Class Time because it may charge you some money for the resources, but this is the way how we can use the face-to-face and the collaborative challenges. So I'm going to show you this video for the class time management.
Just like you, I'm a teacher and face many challenges. How to keep students engaged. How to get immediate visibility of their learning progress. And if only there was a time-saving way to correct all student work. So when a friend recommended class time, I jumped at it. I simply create questions or find them in the free library. Students join your session with a code and can start working on all questions. Class time works on any internet-connected smartphone, tablet, or computer. Class time enables me to discuss perspectives of the class, give every student a voice, and address misconceptions when they occur. I can submit tasks as homework or as an exam. There's no hassle with paper, and I save time since class time eliminates correction work and prepares reports as PDF or spreadsheets. Free yourself for teaching students and give personalized feedback. And there's more. Motivate all students through gamification. Connect collaborative challenges to lesson material and have every student contribute to the class success. Let students learn how to take responsibility for the class's performance. Collaboration wins over individual performance. Take the first step on the clear path to student success with class time. It's easy.
So this is how we can use the collaborative work through the application, just like class time. But if you go for the different platforms, what we already know, that quizzes.com, Kahoot, they all are the platform. We can go for the collaboration work. There is a Nearpod and there is Microsoft tools. So many tools are available. So we can use such platform for the collaboration and the face-to-face direct module. The second model is the rotation model. In the teaching style, like let us suppose if you have a class from 9 to 10:30, so in this you can make a group 1, group 2, group 3. Like here at the left side you can see 9 to 9:30 you arrange the 3 groups with the 3 different activities. Some of the activities may be online, the group 2 the offline mode activities, the group 3 is collaborative work. So from 9:30 to 10 you just rotate the challenges group wise. Now the group 2 will be going for the activity which is based on online. The group 1 will now going for the collaborative work, and the group 3 going for the offline mode. And from 10 to 10:30 there is a rotation again, and the first group will have the offline mode session, group 2 will have collaborative, and group 3 have online activity. So in this way all the 3 challenges achieved on the basis of the rotation policy. So in this hybrid teaching, this will definitely work. Like if you're dealing with online students, you can give some tasks, some challenges with some time limit. And with the same time, you have to interact with the offline student to give some challenges. And in the same manner, after a specific time, maybe 15 minutes or maybe 30 minutes, you just rotate the challenge and just provide the challenge which is on offline mode, go to the online portion, and the online activities just provide to the group 2. In the same manner, so the rotation policy, when you're going to involve this, so definitely it will going to achieve your goal in more, you can say, convenient or possible manners. So in this model, teachers create different learning stations using digital learning tools. At rotating stations, teachers are able to focus the face-to-face time based on specific student needs. So essentially, you create a schedule for students to work at different station, moving between face-to-face instruction and online assignments. So this is what called rotation model. Now, the third model is self-blend model. In this self-blend model, it is on the rise, especially in high school. Students are given the opportunity to take classes beyond the general course catalog with online classes. The students who want to take additional advanced placement classes or show particular interest in a subject are good candidates for self-blending learning. This should be determined and discussed based on individual student goals and skills. So some of the students may have some good skills and you want to show that skill, so just give him an opportunity, give such kind of students opportunity to deliver a lesson, to deliver a topic, just like a seminar. Here the same seminar is now updating in a manner of hybrid standard. So you can see here at the left side there is a school portion and the home and the online teacher. So here also in a self-blend model, you can make the cyber launch. In cyber launch, you just place your teachers at the same time, and you just allow the time to your student to ask any doubt. They can sort out that one, you can say the sort out the doubts in the same model in the same time. And if the student want to deliver something, you can give the idea to the student, give the platform to the student to deliver that topic. So it initiate the, you can say, good environment among the students. So this kind of model is called is a la carte model, so in which it is generally a self-blend model. But here you can arrange one or more online courses which may be on-site or off-site, and you can say this is a self-paced learning, and you can experience not whole school experience, but you are attaching the virtual environment here. So in this way you can arrange, or uh, uh, you can arrange as well as you can put your classroom to be in a hybrid mode and balanced in the offline as well as online. So such model is called self-blend model, also called as a la carte model. So the fourth and the last model is online driver model. This online driver model is very basic, because on that side, you can say on the flip side of the face-to-face driver model, the online driver model races solely on online teaching delivery. This is purely the online teaching standard, because students work from remote locations and receive instructions and assignments via online platforms. It may be any social platform by which the teacher is instructing or giving the assignment, and educators act as facilitators and give students the opportunity to check in and engage in online messaging if they need further assistance. So in online driver, the students are remotely using their own devices. It may be the mobile, it may be the tablets, maybe the PC, and the teachers will going to interact with them by giving assignments and all. So this is the basic online driver model. So conclusion, the four blended learning models for corporate training, we have face-to-face driver model, as I told you. So just let's see briefly all the models in one place. So face-to-face driver model, most training happens in classroom setting under instructing guidance, and online resources are used as supplemental tool. So here individual support of high performance and those who are falling behind. In flipped classroom, online learning as well as offline learning. So you have to balance in both things. It will be the time efficient process. In the rotation model, learners move between face-to-face instruction, group work, and online learning. So it needs to be thoroughly scheduled. Works for different needs and learning styles. And the online driver model, the last one, all training is delivered via digital platform, online instructor-led training and consultations. Physical meetings can also be arranged if necessary. So remote learning training for those who can't attend classes, example due to illness and all. So maximum flexibility for the learning schedule. So this is the basic blended learning models. What are the benefits of this hybrid learning? So in the more than 10 years that hybrid learning has been widely practiced, numerous studies have been done on its effectiveness. The results are pretty clear. Not only do students tend to prefer it as their format of choice, but the learning outcomes and academic achievement are stronger with hybrid than for either face-to-face or online teaching alone. Because now you have more resources, you have more tools, you can deliver most of the things which you can't deliver by the book. So in the same manner, this hybrid learning fulfills the needs of the students very well. Now the step-by-step guide for the hybrid teaching. So some of you may think about that how to implement this hybrid teaching. So I'm going to tell you like how you have to start and how you have to plan for this hybrid teaching. So the very step one is start at the foundation, because for every work there is a root. So you have to work from the foundation part. So whatever the course you're planning, regardless of the format, has a course description, its goals and objectives. It should be clear. While go for this hybrid teaching, you should have your definite description of the topic with its goals and what is your objectives, just like in the lesson plan what you did before. In the same manner, you have to set your goals and objectives for that particular topic. These comprise the overall picture of the course and should drive the course entire development process, from why it exists to what a student should be able to know and do by end of it. So starting from the foundation. Now the second step is plan assessment, because while you're giving something, so definitely the output should be there. So what is the output from the side of the student? So for that you have to plan some assessments also. It may be some projects, it may be some portfolios, it may be some homework or discussion, or you may give some quizzes also on the time based. So the proper plan of assessment should be there. It should be on the basis of the evaluation, so that you can get an idea that what you're delivering, there is output or not. Third is the activities planning. Like here, you have to use the two things, the face-to-face and the online part, both integrated at one place. So what are the things which is good for face-to-face and what are the things which is good for the online part? So as we can see, for face-to-face, it establishing the social presence and support. Here, the non-verbal communication is there. It's defining the assignments, negotiating the expectations and responsibilities, diagnosing a student's conceptual problems and providing immediate feedback. Brainstorming, role play, student demonstration of psychomotor skills. And for the online, it sustains group cohesion, collaboration and support very easily in a disciplined manner. Reflective on task discourse, broader participation in discussion, critical analysis, self-paced learning and practice, self-assessment quizzes with feedback. At the very meantime, whatever the assessment you are giving to your students, with the same time you can get the feedbacks also. Automatic grading of multiple choices, it may be true or false or fill in the blanks like test, and create a content outline, chunking content into modules, which will be very easy on the basis of the online. So once you collaborate this face-to-face offline mode with the online part, it will become a huge platform for the teaching, and it helps a lot to your students. Now, third step is create a course map. Like after discussing about your plan, about your assessment, but what is the map of your course? The course map involving the flow chart like that after processing with topic 1, and what is the second topic, the third topic, the fourth topic, and according to that you have to course the map. And the fifth step is create and find content. So developing online content is the most time consuming aspect of designing a hybrid course. So it is difficult, but yes, it is possible in a less time also. The thing is, whatever the lesson plan you have, on the basis of that plan to carve out the majority of your course development time on step. It is here that you will be creating assignments, finding resources, deciding on readings, writing the syllabus, etc. You have already done the planning for what all of these things are. Like I said, in your lesson plan and the order in which they will go. So once they are completed, just put them in their appropriate place in the course. So whatever you plan earlier, you have to only collect the resources in only one place, so that you can find the content more easily manner and just make your own course for the hybrid teaching. The sixth step is ensure for quality. That is also the very major part. At this point, you should have an entire draft of your course complete. Now it needs some editing and refinement. Like while teaching some topic, there may be a chance that you feel that this topic is not enough for the explanation, and you need something extra. So for the explanation of such particular topic, what you had not earlier mentioned in your lesson plan, in your course map, and now you want to integrate it. So this is what called the editing and refinement. Like before, you didn't have the idea that for the explanation of this topic you require something extra, and now you want something extra to define it. So this is called refinement of the topic. This is very important, because the prediction is always there. The thing what you had planned, that is the only tentative plan what you have to follow. But teaching a skill is very different. While teaching something, whatever the experience you have, whatever the learning skills you have, whatever you have on that time, only you have to deliver it. On the basis of that, if some refinement or rating is there, you have to make a draft of it. So that is part of the ensure for quality. Once you go for all these things, it will comes under the category of this hybrid learning platform, and you can make your modules and deliver to the students. So on the basis of this training, there will be a short quiz attached with this particular video training, and there is a learning materials also. So you can go through the learning material. After going through the learning material, you have to give the short quiz to understand about like what exactly the meaning of hybrid learning is. So some of the question maybe in mind of the teacher is that how to use these devices and all for the students, the availability of the resources. So actually the resources, this time the students, what they're using, their mobile phone, laptops or tablets, whatever they have, if they're going to come at their school, if they're going to bring their devices, they can involve their participation in the collaboration work. And just like I said, just if you just involve them in a group and with the you can say application of the rotation model, you can manage all these things. So this is not difficult task. We can implement this hybrid platform, which is the need of the hour this time. And hope you all understand about this training. Thank you all. And finally, again, I'm going to conclude like you have to give the short quiz after reviewing the learning content. Both will be fine with this attachment. Thank you all.